So on this day, it was the 13th of December last year, and I had challenged myself to do an IKEA mirror because it was something that I really, really wanted. And all the quotations I was getting for it, it was insane. So I drove to Builder's Warehouse, the one in Four Ways. So here I'm on the aisle where they cut wood. Some pieces are already cut for you. You just have to pick which one you want and which one you're going to be working with. So that's me trying to figure out the measurements. I must say, Matt did show me things. Oh, and those are the things that I actually used to put the mirrors together. So here I'm trying to calculate the space, the size of the mirror, never mind my nails. We are cutting pieces with this guy. It was really, really, really helpful. It took longer than I thought, but yeah, we managed to cut all the pieces needed. Now, the issue here was I was not driving a bakkie, and I had to figure out how to put this humongous piece of board in my car or on my car, so I opted to put it on top of the car. Luckily, I was not going far, so I had to drive with that board on top of my car, and here it is. I've arrived at home. I had to start working on it, so I started first with spraying the small pieces, but I had company, and this lady reads literally everything, so she had to read instructions for me or to me because she felt that I shouldn't be spraying in the house because blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, yes ma'am. So she was doing the reading and I had to follow what she said, which really didn't make sense. Anyways, the small pieces I sprayed outside. The bigger board, I tried using the spray, the can spray, but it really never worked out. So I had to wear a mask for my face because it was really smelling bad. But the spray didn't work out because I couldn't cover the whole board with one bottle or two bottles of spray. I went and I got that paint. I'll actually name everything that I used on the description below. I think I did 2 or 3 coats of paint on this board so that it can give the effect that I really, really wanted. At this point, I thought I was winning. I thought I had it all figured out and it was working out. It was looking nice, even though I feel I should have just started with the paint because I wasted 2 bottles of spray paint that really, really didn't work out. So advice, do not go for spray paint. Buy a matte black paint. It worked and I still have more left. I'm going to use it for my other DIY projects. So this was the board when it was almost done. I think here I was on the second coat. So that's how it looked. I was in love, or I liked how it turned out because it was not shiny. I didn't want it to be shiny. I wanted it to be matte. So the paint really did what I wanted it to do. Yeah, it took longer than I thought to paint this whole board because I had visitors for the holidays. My kids came to visit, so I would do some of the work and then leave it, go and entertain them or cook or whatever the case might be. But I think all in all, this mirror could have taken less time. Now, moving right along, I had to piece out the frame of the mirror after I've painted the whole board. The pieces that I was cutting out for the longest of time, I had to see if they fit and how they're going to work out. So before the final mirror placing with the double-sided tape, I had to see if the sizes are correct. And I had to check if it's going to work out how I want it to work out. So I first placed it without the double-sided tape just to see. And it was giving what I wanted. It was giving great. I felt like, wow, I've made it. Like, this is it. I felt like I am the girl that I think I am. So I started stacking everything all together permanently now with the double-sided tape that they said is the hardest, it's the strongest in the world. Like, it can even carry me and place me on the wall. But oh wow, After all that work of placing these these pieces of mirror and the wood and everything, I actually realized that, guys, this is heavy. This is way heavier than I thought. I actually underestimated this mirror. I couldn't move it. So I started having, like, I had to run around and look for people to help me, you know, to help me carry the mirror up the wall. But then I also realized I messed up. How am I going to hang this? Like, how is that going to happen? Like, Lord. Okay, that's the glue I used for the wood, the dividing wood. And that's the double-sided tape that I used to paste the mirrors permanently. But at this point, I was doomed. At this point, it was sorry for me. Like, after all that hard work, I cannot move this huge mirror. I cannot place it where I want to place it. My dreams were shattered. But I knew that I am not going to fail. I am not going to give up. I think it sat there for like a good 3 days because I would figure things out, and if they wouldn't work, I had to find help. And people were coming and they were like, no, we can't do this. You have to redo the mirror. I didn't want to redo the mirror. I really did not want to redo the mirror because it was so much work. And I felt like if I redo it, it means I have to change the concept that I had in my mind. So I was like, I'm not redoing this mirror. I'll figure out a way. So that's the wall where I really wanted to place the mirror. But you know what? I had to redo. Oh, Lord. At this point, I was like, wow. I removed the mirrors and then I had to repaste them again once the board was on the wall. And this is it. I managed to get the mirror I wanted on the wall. And yeah, I'm very proud of myself. It's a very beautiful piece in my house. It gives it space because the sitting area doesn't have much space, and it's really beautiful. I'm in love with it. It was worth all the trouble and the time and the energy that was put into it. I knew that I was not going to fail, and I was not planning to fail, and I was not going to give up on it. So yeah, this is my masterpiece in the house, and it worked out perfectly. And then I will place all the things that I used below. And yeah, I think it was really worth it.